Hello everyone, welcome you all to BS Quantum Physics. Today we are going to start the following concept. These are classical mechanics, quantum mechanics, inadequacies of classical mechanics, and the concept of photon. So let us first discuss what is this classical mechanics. It is based on Newton's laws of motion. Newton's laws of motion. And the three laws of Newton, which includes the concept of absolute mass, absolute space, and absolute time. So let us discuss about absolute mass. The absolute mass of an atom is the mass of its subatomic particles, that is mass of proton plus electron plus neutron. Or simply, absolute mass means the actual mass in grams is also called absolute mass. If we'll neglect this electron being very small as compared to the mass of proton, then the actual mass of this electron is called absolute mass of electron in grams. Another concept is there, that is relative mass, which is defined as the weighted mean mass of an atom of an element compared with the value of 1/12 of carbon 12 atom. If we are simply finding out the mass, taking all these things, proton, electron and neutron, this is called absolute mass. If we are comparing the mass with 1/12 of mass of carbon 12, that is called relative mass. Next, absolute space. Absolute space with regard to anything external remains always similar and immovable throughout all the region. It is similar and immovable. This is absolute space, means space is same in every point around a region. However, relative space is defined as the movable dimension or the measure of the absolute spaces. That is, relative space is nothing but the movable dimension. Or simply, based on all these things, we can define two types of motion. One is absolute motion, another one is relative motion. So absolute motion is the transition of a body from one absolute place to another absolute place, or simply one absolute space to another absolute space. This is called absolute motion. And relative motion is the translation from one relative place to another relative place, or simply this is the translation from relative space to another relative space. This is called relative motion. Next, the last concept is absolute time. It is a measure of time that is experienced by an observer in their own reference frame. If an observer observes the time for itself in his own frame, that is called absolute time. If another observer measures the time of that observer in absolute frame, that may be defined as the relative time. And according to Newton, all these concepts are in classical mechanics, or simply to describe the larger objects or macroscopic object, we use this classical concept, which includes the absolute mass, absolute space and absolute time. However, Einstein formulated the special theory of relativity, where he stated that everything is relative, including the motion and everything. So this is all about classical mechanics. Then the next topic is quantum mechanics. It deals with the behavior of matter and light on the atomic and subatomic state. It deals with the behavior of matter and light. Or we are taking light because this is nothing but radiation. We know the duality concept or dual nature of light, that is, it sometimes behaves as wave and sometimes behaves as matter or particle. However, studying any object in microscopic scale may be defined as studying it in quantum mechanics. Or using quantum mechanics, we can study the microscopic behavior of different particles or different objects. However, in 1900, a German physicist Max Planck proposed a hypothesis that radiation is absorbed or emitted by matter in discrete packets or quanta. So Max Planck told that radiation is emitted or absorbed in discrete packets. Discrete packets, or this is called quanta. And each quanta contains energy of h nu, or simply E equal to h nu. This is the quantization of energy formula, where h equal to Planck's constant. Again, later on in 1925, Werner Heisenberg developed matrix mechanics. Werner Heisenberg, he developed matrix mechanics. And later on in 1926, Erwin Schrödinger developed the wave mechanics concept. However, the mathematical theory of wave mechanics and matrix mechanics appear to be different, but they are equivalent. That is the different explanation, but the same thing. Again, another scientist came, Dirac. You all have known this name, Dirac. And this scientist, Dirac, shared with Erwin Schrödinger the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1933. Erwin Schrödinger and Dirac, for his discovery of new fertile forms of the theory of atoms and for its applications. Or simply you can say, due to this development of quantum mechanics, they were awarded Nobel Prize in 1933. This is all about quantum mechanics. Next, we'll start the concept inadequacies of classical mechanics, or simply the demerits of classical mechanics, so that another branch of physics came out, that is the quantum mechanics. So there are various demerits or inadequacies. First one is black body radiation. We'll discuss it with explanation later on. Towards the end of 19th century, the spectrum of light generated by a black body could not be explained. The spectrum could not be explained by classical mechanics. Second one is photoelectric effect. This is actually discovered by Heinrich Hertz. And on the basis of classical wave theory, he could not explain it. He discovered this phenomenon, photoelectric effect, but based on classical wave theory, it was not explained clearly. So Einstein later on explained this photoelectric effect quantum mechanically and was awarded Nobel Prize for this spectacular discovery. Third one is Compton scattering. Once again, classical theory does not predict the presence of modified scatter radiation. And this Compton scattering is well explained by quantum mechanics. We'll discuss it in this unit. So classically, this cannot be explained. Fourth one is stability of the atom. You all have known the name Rutherford. He found some atomic model, but the atomic model failed for describing the stability of atom. We can write here simply that Rutherford atomic model failed. Because there are two demerits for this Rutherford atomic model. First one is this property, we can simply take stability of atom. If this is a nucleus and electron is revolving, then it is continuously radiating some energy. So after moving in such a spiral path, at last it will collide with the nucleus. If electron collides with the equal positive charge, that is the nucleus, then there is no existence of atom. If atom does not exist, we cannot exist. So this is the first demerit. Another demerits were that it cannot explain the spectrum of different atomic transition, which could be solved by using quantum concept. Next is hydrogen spectra, or you can say this is the discrete spectra. Classical mechanics was unable to describe the discrete spectra because according to classical mechanics, energy change is always continuous. Always continuous according to classical mechanics. So it failed. The other inadequacies are specific heat of solid, radioactivity, crystal structure, and crystal binding. Again, non-relativistic motion of atoms, electrons and protons, etc. All these things could not be explained by using the classical mechanics or simply the classical concept. So another branch evolved, that is called quantum mechanics. Now the last concept is photon. Photons means nothing but it is the bundle of electromagnetic energy. We can write here as bundle of electromagnetic energy, or sometimes light quanta is called photon. Light quanta is nothing but photon. or the smallest particle of light is called photon, we can say like that. Or simply it is referred as the quantum of electromagnetic energy. The properties are, first property is zero rest mass and travels in straight line. Zero rest mass and travels in a straight path, or you can write straight line. It has zero rest mass, again no electric charge, so it is not deflected by any electric field or magnetic field. Again, the photon, or they are stable particle. If it is not stable, it must decay, or simply radioactive decay occurs. They carry energy and momentum which depends on frequency. They carry energy and momentum, that is E equal to h nu, and the energy and momentum that depends upon the frequency of the incident photon. They can have interaction with other particles such as electron. A photon may interact with any other field particles, that is electrons and others. They travel with the speed of light, that is c. The photon travels with the speed of light, that is c equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And the last property is, we know that the velocity of light is constant in vacuum or free space, but just remember one point, that the speed of photon is different in different media. Speed is different in different media or different medium. The speed of photon is different, or it varies with different medium. If we'll take water or any solid medium, then the speed of photon may not be constant, it may vary. So thank you. In the next class we'll start Planck's hypothesis with derivation. Thank you for watching this video.